LaMoreaux, and today I'm going to speak to you about public speaking. I'm going to give you a few of the tips that I give my students and ways that I have found that really help you become a successful public speaker. The first tip that I talk about to my students and that I reiterate throughout the year is that you should always tell a story. Audiences love to listen to stories. They don't so much like listening to facts and figures, but they love hearing stories. When I go to church on Sundays, when I do, if the priest starts talking about the Bible and you should do this and you shouldn't do that, I really stop listening and I start making my to-do list on the bulletin, and then my daughter hits me. But if the priest tells a story, especially a real story that's not made up, sometimes they pull things off the internet, but if it's a real story, and obviously a real story, then I'll listen and then I really enjoy it. So it's always best to start with a story, a real story, and audiences will listen to you. The second tip that I give my students is posture. I tell them to always stand up straight. You will have much more volume, much better sound if you stand up straight, because then your lungs are filled with oxygen. If you scrunch it over like this, you don't have such a good sound. So to stand up straight, you think of your shoulders back and an invisible string pulling your head up. And that kind of gets you all in alignment. The next tip that I tell my students is to think about what they're saying, not think about the reaction it's getting on the audience. Now, you always have to take the feedback from the audience and adjust. If they're yawning, if they're looking at their phones, then you need to make a change. But you don't want to get outside yourself and start judging yourself, because then that's going to throw you off. You want to sit back, tell your story, and talk to people. So I always advocate telling a story and talking to the people rather than just reading a speech. I would always love it much more when a speaker is talking to me rather than reading off a paper and hunched over a podium. So these are my tips that I give to my students, and I hope that they will help you. I hope you'll find them beneficial. Thank you very much. Hi, my name is Catherine LaMoreaux, and I went to work for Own the Room. I love teaching public speaking. I taught it for 6 years to high school students. They were taking a college level course in a high school that I wrote their curriculum for. I believe it's very, very important to get up in front of people as often as possible, and that gives you the confidence. And my students grew in their skills and their confidence over the course of the year. We did many different kinds of speeches, and I focused on having the students get up and speak to the audience rather than just reading off a script. I thought that was really important. I also taught them about eliminating what we call the disfluencies, which is the ums and the ers. And they got rid of those by becoming aware of them and stopping them before they came out. And the more practice they got, the better they did. And I really, really enjoyed it, but now I'm at a point where I'd like to move on to teaching adults public speaking. I think it's really important in the business world. It's really important for confidence and for empowerment. And I hope you'll let me come train with you and eventually work for you, because I really, really want to, and I really enjoy it. And I hope we'll be able to work together. Thanks a lot.